So, this evening's about you. And you are that diamond, girls, up on that screen. It's all about you. And we are here to talk about you and your future here at Brentford School for Girls. And as a parent, your daughter is unique. She's not like anyone else in this hall. And there is no one like her in this whole world. She's a unique reason for being here and a purpose to discover and unfold life. And as you're sitting there this evening, I think you'll probably be thinking about that. What sort of girl might your daughter become? And I wanted to start this evening by asking you a few questions as parents or carers sitting there. And I want you to think about 3 things that you most admire about your daughter now. So what 3 things do you think, I love that about my daughter? What 3 things do you admire about her? And then secondly, to think about where you'd like your daughter to be in the future. What kind of woman would you like your daughter to become? So just have a think about that as parents. So what 3 things do you admire about your daughter, and what kinds of qualities do you want as your daughter grows into a young woman? So what kinds of woman would you like your daughter to become? So this is the beginning of your daughter's journey, but your daughter's journey started quite some time ago, maybe when 11, 10 years ago now. And this is a picture of my daughter. So this is my daughter probably about 3 weeks after she was born. And I remember that time so clearly because she was absolutely lovely. She didn't answer back, she didn't tell me what she wanted to do, what she didn't want to do, what she wanted to wear. She didn't ask me for any money. So those were the good old days. And all she wanted was to actually be looked after by me. And I'm sure your parents will reflect and think about their own time when you didn't want anything from them apart from to be fed and to sleep. But those days do change, as we all know. And this is my daughter when she was probably about 5. And she absolutely idolised me then. She used to want to dress like me, wear jewellery like me, wear makeup like me. She'd be horrified now, but she was desperate to wear everything that I wore and do everything that I did. And those were good times. This is my daughter when she was in her leaving assembly, so at the end of year 6, so a period of time that you're working towards. And actually she seemed quite young then. And this is her at a leavers assembly. She cried buckets, I cried buckets. She cried buckets. She made me promise that I wouldn't cry, but of course, once I got to that leavers assembly and she did a little poem for me, and I started seeing all those photos flash up of all her classmates, I couldn't keep in tears. So those weeks, those months are coming for all of you when you will finish your primary school, and you've got those last events this year, haven't you? I'm sure some of you are going out on school trips and celebrations, and you'll be coming to that time. This is my daughter now. She certainly doesn't make me cry because I watch her in an assembly. She's a bit more bossy. She's got her own attitude. You know, she knows what she wants to do. She made me cross out her face on this photo in case anybody ever caught sight of her on a bus. The fact that her mum is a head teacher does not impress her at all. It did when she was 5, but it doesn't anymore. So this is my daughter as a teenager, and things have changed quite drastically. And she has turned into a woman in her own right. So she's much more grown up now, but she's developed her own personality. And your daughters, girls, you're on that journey. You're on that journey into womanhood. So where is that journey going to take you? What's the next couple of years going to look like for you? And this is our vision of the Brentford girl. And you would have seen this if you came to our open evening, but this is our vision, our dream of where we want you to be by the time you get to my daughter's age. So, imagine the future Brentford girl. She thrives on challenge and a desire to fulfil her learning potential. She's able to think independently and is confident in her social and academic capability. She is emotionally aware and emotionally intelligent. She's capable and dependable. She's resourceful and inquisitive. She embraces the technological world as a global village and is ready to interact with others in the local and worldwide community. She accepts the welfare of others as her responsibility. She understands the need for sustainable living both locally and globally, and she is ready for life in the future, whatever that may look like. So by the time you leave us, hopefully when you're 18, if we've done our job right, that will be you, the Brentford girl, when you leave and you go on to university or to work. And I hope, certainly hope for your parents, that you are signed up to this and you want those things for your daughter as well. You want her to become that Brentford girl of our school vision. And underneath all of that, so underneath that vision, that dream we had for your daughter, we have our school values. And these are things that we try to develop in the girls as they move through the school. So we want your daughters to be ambitious and to strive really high, not just for academic qualifications, but to be the best she can be, to develop confidence, to be flexible, to be inquisitive, to ask questions and to be reflective. All of these school values underpin that vision. It's what we're aiming to do with your daughter. And actually we can't do that alone, and you've probably seen this saying, it takes a village to raise a child. But actually the next couple of years are really important for us, but they will be for you as well. And it's really important as a school that we work in partnership with you. So we can't do all of that without you as parents, without you turning up at these events, without you asking us questions, what's going on, how can I get involved? That's really, really important to us as a school, as your daughter moves through the school, that because she's 14, 50, it doesn't mean to say we don't want you involved in the school. And as your daughter gets older in the school, I'm sure she'll tell you on numerous occasions that you don't need to come to these kind of events. But let me tell you, you do. So when she's 14 and she's telling you you don't need to go, Mum, you don't need to go, Dad, please come along still, because it's really, really important. It's important for your daughter, but it's also important for us that we keep you involved in the school. So I wanted to leave you with this quote because clearly it's important that we get your daughter a really, really good education while she's here. But most importantly, we need to make sure that your daughter is happy, she feels safe, and she really thrives and blossoms in our school. And last year we had an Ofsted inspection, and this is one of the things that Ofsted said about our school. The school provides a caring and a supportive learning community where pupils are encouraged to fulfil their potential intellectually, personally, and emotionally. And that is what Brentford is about. So yes, we are about making sure that your daughter achieves the very best qualifications she can do, but it's also about this as well, making sure that your daughter feels safe and happy and thrives here at Brentford. So finally, just to talk to you a little bit about who's here tonight and who are some of the important people that you're going to meet along the journey. Some are here tonight, some you'll meet the next time your daughter comes in. As you can see on the board, the senior leadership team, so the staff who run the school, myself, you will have met. Miss Singh, I think some of you will have met. Miss Singh will talk in a little bit as well. She's the head of school. Mr. Eagleson is the deputy head. Mr. May, who you met at the start of the evening, is an assistant head. And there is a team of assistant heads, all having different responsibilities who work across the school that the girls will see a lot of this evening. These people are also important people for Year 7. We've got Miss Dutton, who is our Senko, Miss Stone, who is our safeguarding lead, Mrs. Shah, who's our pastoral manager and is also responsible for attendance, and Miss Davis, who's our wellbeing lead. So she's the person that probably in your schools you may call medical lady, but she's got a much bigger remit than that. So you will see some of these people tonight, but you'll certainly see them over the course of the next couple of months. So enjoy the rest of the evening. We are going to be around, all of us, so please come and ask questions. After this evening, there will be lots and lots of opportunities for you to come back into school. But don't wait. If you think there's a question you have or a worry you have, contact us at the school email and we'll be happy to answer that. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. So, this is where I show you an embarrassing photograph of me rather than my kids. So, one of the worrying things about joining is joining in September and not knowing anyone. I was the only person from my primary school who went to the secondary school that I went to. But this is me. In year 7, my goal was to get into the football team, and I managed to do that. But the other young man who's kind of circled is somebody called Andrew Lundy. And I was sat next to him on the first lesson I ever had in my tutor group, only because I came after him in the alphabet. That is the only reason. Now, quite a few years afterwards, we're still friends now. And so we still see each other, we're still friends all that time later. So to start that process, ladies, I'd like all the year 6s who are joining us in September to stand up. And what you're going to do is you'll see the team of young ladies at the back with Mr. Dexter, one of the assistant heads. You are going to go with them and get to meet people. So if you want to make your way to with Mr. Dexter.